say anything to them when I get there, and I would, but look, I mean, and I don't mean this in a mean way, I'm truly just giving you my observation. Every day before I went either to rehearsal or to sound check, for the Roxy, you would hit me up with some problem or whatever, something you felt or something I didn't do or this or that, and it was every day of rehearsal.
I was upset about Toronto that entire time, and I was trying to suppress it.
And I was at least 30 minutes late for rehearsal every day, and I was 45 minutes late for the sound check at the Roxy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know.
But it wasn't because of me. That's not fair. You were late. I mean, I took maybe 5 minutes. I didn't get more than 5 minutes of your time at a single one of those days, and every time I didn't take more than 5 minutes. We talked the first 2 days, the first day of rehearsal, the first 2 days of rehearsal, before you went up and showered and stuff. That was you, and you're not managing the time. You cannot put that on me. That's ridiculous. I didn't have even 5 minutes.
Listen, like I said, I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to fight with you about this. But your perception of 5 minutes in this case is off.
Okay. Well, coming from you, I'll take that, because I think you have a hard time with time as well.
What?
I think you have a hard time perceiving time, so if you tell me my perception's off on time,
I just know how late I was.
That's you, though. It's you putting off the shower. That's you waiting to talk to your wife until you were rushed and telling me you had to go every... I don't want to get into it, but... I was just trying to suppress.
You were upset
fighting.
Because I wasn't being able to spend the mornings with you.
No, I was upset from Toronto. I didn't even want to be. The thing is, I was really struggling that whole week because I was looking online for apartment rentals. I was trying to 1 hour. I'd wake up in the morning and I'd go, I'm going to be fine this morning. I'm going to not think about it, all the shit. And I would, by the end of the day, even in the morning, try not to bring it up, but then also realize that my marriage was just being destroyed. I found a counselor that could help, with, separation. I found, or looked at apartments online.
I didn't know you went that far.
I didn't, because I could not imagine getting over the pain of what happened in Toronto. It was so bad.
I couldn't imagine getting over a lot of shit, like on the plane.
Yes, but...
That was the second time.
That was... We both participated in that. Toronto, all I did in Toronto, all I did was fight to keep you okay, not safe. I was worried about you going off the rails and binging because you were drinking. I wanted you to not... I wanted you to be okay for your press. I wanted you to stay in the room, not to fight, but just even to go in the other room so you weren't downstairs drinking until 5. It was not that was, a lot of our fights are 50-50, and some of them are me. This one, those Toronto fights, I spent the whole time telling you I love you and trying to get you to calm down and keep you safe. Stop, let's not do this. Look at the bigger picture. I love you. Look at the picture. And that train had fucking left. And there is no excuse for it. You want to make excuses, I know. That's your instinct, is to make an excuse to allow yourself to go off the rails. There's no excuse for just...
What are you talking about? Toronto?
Yeah.
There's no excuse for either of us being the way we, getting the way we get. Being that fucking... allowing ourselves to get to such a degree of such a fucking heated arena. There's no fucking reason in the world for it. It's dumb, it's stupid, and it's fucking dumb. But, your memory of Toronto is what it is. And yeah, I said some fucking really nasty things to you. And those nasty things have been building up from the prior argument. Just like your shit had been building up. The plane, I thought, the this is it. We're dead. After the plane, we're fucking dead. I don't know how to look at her anymore. I don't know how to feel anymore. I don't. Again, what you think of an argument where you didn't say shit, I mean, again, I'm sorry, but there were people out the door, right outside the door, who heard everything.
In Toronto? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Then get them in the room right now, the mystery help that you keep referencing, and have them sit in front of me. I want to hear someone tell me what I said to you, because still I have yet to hear one thing. I called you spineless at the end of one fight, and I called you a coward. No, I said spineless and pussy. Those were two names that I called you, and I told you what you were doing was spineless, and I called you a pussy, and I said I was sorry, and I meant it, but it was at the end of a fight. I had been fucking provoked to no end, prodded, poked, kicked. I had heard every nasty thing you could think of saying to a woman before that comment came out. And I still had the strength afterwards to say, let's just not do this, please. Let's look at the bigger picture. We love each other. Let's skip all the steps where we say the hurtful things. Stop. And I said that the whole time. So whoever you're fucking talking about, quit fucking referencing them. Be fucking fair. Fight fair. Get them here right now. I want to fucking see them, look them in the eye, and hear them tell me, in front of me, in front of you, what I fucking said in Toronto. Because I didn't say a fucking thing. I didn't do anything in Toronto. I fucking held it together the whole time. I am sorry I called you a pussy. And your actions were spineless, and I am sorry I said that. I'm really sorry I said that. I shouldn't have stooped to that level. What actions of mine were spineless? You had said you wanted to get a room at the beginning of the fight.
No.
Well, then I don't remember what it was. But it was all the shit that led up to that. It was at the end of that second fight. And I am sorry I called you that name. But how much it's hurt you, and how much you've talked about it, and how much you've complained about that affecting you, and how much that you've carried that, magnify that by 1,000. Well, being literal, 200. Magnify that. You're focused on one thing you got called. Imagine being called 20,000 more things. And not just called names. Being looked at and said the most hurtful, ugly things I've ever been told ever in my life, on top of being called those names. While you're saying to someone, I love you, I was actually saying to you, in that last fight, all I was saying is, come back, let's not do this, I love you. I even sat down, and you were like, fuck you, you're fucking ugly, I can't look at you, and I said, I love you. I fucking hate you, I love you. And I actually did that.
You did.
That was the fight. I got mad at something that I would get mad about now. It was rude and inconsiderate, and instead of me being able to just say that hurt me, you have fucking the ego is so offended that all you have to do is lash out at me, hurt me, call me names to try and defend yourself, because heavens forbid you did something rude, which is human. You know, it was human. You could have just said sorry, and I would have felt better. And that's all, because we're two people struggling so hard to live with each other.
What was the fight?
Remember, it started because we had gotten comfortable. I got in my pajamas, it took my hair out. I started to take my makeup off. We ordered pizza, ordered a movie. My mom was coming up to the room. We were curled up on the couch. And then you decided to tell someone, me in this case, that you wanted to go to a party. And I had no, and I did say, I started by saying, I don't want to go, let's not do that, why? And then I said, what the fuck? I have already taken off my makeup, I'm in my dress, my heels, my hair.
But your makeup was still on.
Why didn't you tell me? I had started to take it off. I took off my lipstick. I said, why didn't you tell me before? I'm in my pajamas at this point. Why didn't you tell me before? We had ordered a movie, we talked about our night, we actually talked about doing... That's how it started. And after that moment, I came back and I got my dress on, got my shoes on, put my hair back up, and I said, let's go to the party. You know? And you were so obstinate and adamant and stubborn and I don't know what it was. But you, from that moment on, did nothing but insult and hurt me.
But could it have been that I was a bit prodded by your lack of wanting to get dressed again.
But I was prodded by your lack of telling me. Don't you see? There's always a thing. If you can just rely on that, you're not taking any responsibility for your shit. That's no excuse. You felt prodded. Yeah, so did I. I felt prodded about you telling me after the fact that we were going to go to a party after we had already talked about our night. We even ordered pizza. We fucking were queuing up a movie. We told my mom. Even security was like, what? They didn't know. No one knew that you were going. And you didn't tell anybody. And you don't think I felt prodded? I felt prodded.
Wasn't it Lawrence Krauss? Wasn't it a party?
No, it was the party for that. It was the after party for the movie.
Oh, right. No, we went to that.
We didn't.
The dinner thing.
We didn't go. We went to something else. We didn't go that night. We fought.
We went to a dinner thing where Terry Gilliam was.
That was different. That was Venice. Terry Gilliam.
Sorry.
I felt prodded too. I don't want to sit here and fight about Toronto, and I really think it's fucked up that we fight about the old fights over and over and over and over again. I did tell you I would let that shit go. I'm sorry that I spent 5 minutes of your mornings ending in a bad way, but we didn't talk for more than 10. I did not make you late. You have a late problem. It's a fact.
I do. I admit to that. But it was a half hour.
That was not because of me. You putting off talking to me until you were already a half hour late. In fact, every time we talked, you were telling me you were already late. So don't. It's not on me, and I buried it the whole fucking week.
Yeah, I'm late, and then I but my guitar and my bag and everything else was out the door.
I buried it. Your wife didn't take more than 5 seconds, more than 10 minutes of your time, and all those mornings. And I understood you had something very important going on, and I wanted to support you, but I was dying on the inside, dying. I have never felt so depressed about our situation ever. I have had resolve before. I have walked away from you, and you're drunk and fucked up, and the things that are like. But Toronto was like the plane the plane where you kicked me. It was so bad and so unprovoked.
Wait.
Sorry.
The plane when I kicked you. Can't just reference it like with the plane that I kicked you.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the one from a long time ago.
It's on the tape recorder. If you're gonna say that I kicked you, you'll say everything else you did.
On the plane that I'm talking about is the plane from Boss I Did